Obviously, well, let me mute that because I don't want it to be echoing. Mute the site,
Let me
but I want
see.
to make sure that it's actually live. It is live. I see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. I am your host, Shania Elise, and I am here with the illustrious,
Oh,
the beautiful Imani Curry.
thank you.
How
Thank
you doing, girl?
you. Doing amazing. How are you?
I am good. I am good.
Yeah.
Listen, you the first guest. How do it feel?
I feel like royalty, and like I said, this show is giving everybody what they need. It's giving tea, it's giving mental health, it's just giving grown women, it's giving Black excellence. I'm here for it.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's get started. Okay, so today we are going to talk about wellness and routines. So before we get into that, let's do a little icebreaker,
Okay,
right? Just a little icebreaker question.
okay, look,
Okay,
okay.
so would you rather be without internet for a week or be without your phone for a week?
Oh,
Imani Curry, you a digital creator, you doing makeup, you doing your thing. Can you go a week without the internet or a week without your phone?
oh my gosh, it would have to be a week without my phone because aside from being on the internet all the time, I have kids and I need them to remain, stable, and I need my internet so they could be on this YouTube and watch all their shows. And with 303, listen, I need distractions, so I'm not to say without my phone.
Really? I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie. I have to go without the internet.
really?
Yeah, I need my phone.
Oh no, everybody I need to talk to is in close range, so
I need my phone because I'm just thinking like, okay, what if something go down? At least I can 911. I don't need internet. I can
right.
get a hold of somebody. But it's like not having a phone. Ooh, that's hard.
Mm-mm.
That's challenging. But it's funny because growing up, that's literally how we were. We didn't have no phone.
No, we will go run and tell somebody something. So the phone I can do without. Everybody I need
Yeah.
is right here.
Dang. Okay. I think you might have swayed me then. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to go. Yeah. Oh, it's only a week. I could probably. Nah. Give me the internet. No. No, just what I thought I could. So, and in the comments, how about y'all? What would y'all? How would it be for y'all? Would you rather be without your phone for a week or without the internet? My husband is watching. Hi, husband. um. Okay, so I just wanted to talk a little bit first about why I even wanted to do Wellness Wednesdays. I felt like, well, first, I'm 26. How old are you, Amani?
I am 24.
Okay, so I just didn't really feel like there were people our age talking about wellness in a good sense. Like
Right.
not dragging nobody down, not reading nobody receipts. Like I'm talking about like somebody that is like people that are genuinely like, hey, listen, like wellness is important. We not gonna be 18 forever. Like, girl, sometimes I get up and my knees be cracking. I'm like, no, come on now. I'm 26. I'm not that old. What's going on?
Because I know about it. Listen, I be like, I don't got making these now, honey. I be sounding like popcorn in the microwave. It don't be working for me.
Okay, no, for real. So I just felt like there needed to be a platform for people our age to know that wellness is important and that again we're not going to always be young and some of us have children of our own like to see my boys run around I really be like I don't have the energy like I used to like trying to
Mhm.
keep up with them so I just think it's nice to have something like this. And then I wanted to invite people of all different perspectives, you know, the military, moms, wives, people that aren't, you know, married, but, you know, just all different aspects of people that really want to sit down, have a conversation about wellness, how to, um, you know, remain well and just hear what other people are doing about wellness. So when you hear the word wellness, what do you think about?
Oh, that's easy. That's spiritual, emotional, mental, even financial. Like, if I didn't already say physical, because I'm still dealing with pregnancy brain, but all of that in alignment. I definitely feel like when all of those things are in alignment, you are in the best possible wellness that you can be in, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, I definitely agree with the spiritual. Do you remember in BMT on Sundays going to church?
Everybody went to church, even people that didn't believe in some things was going to church.
Girl, you had people that ain't never been to church today. I'm going to
I'm
church.
going to church. Even if it was in the skip route, but people will still go and then realize, dang, I really need to be here because it's an outlet for me.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And then like I even realized that, man, because I always thought wellness was just nutrition. Because that's what we were taught in school. You need to make sure that you eat the pyramid, had a protein, the vegetable, and whatever the other thing is. You gotta have that, you gotta have that. But bruh, the older I got, I was like, whew, okay, I might have to hold off on the margaritas. Maybe I need
Ooh,
to hang off that. Maybe I need to do something else. Maybe I need to get into some hobbies or something. So it was just it was eye opening. So
right.
how about with quarantine? How would you say when COVID first popped off and we all thought the world was ending? How was your wellness affected?
That was the most stressful time for me because that was actually during my first pregnancy with my son, Caden. It was so different. Like the world literally went from functioning to complete chaos. So while being pregnant and having to stay inside and trying not to catch cabin fever, honestly, I'm so grateful for my husband because he was providing me with maternity shoots that I was because this was gonna be like I said, my first pregnancy. So he provided my first maternity shoot so I wouldn't feel, like I was missing out on anything during my pregnancy. And then also he provided date nights inside. So honestly, he was a big part of me maintaining my mental health, which in alignment too, I was also helping him with his. So honestly, being inside during the peak of COVID, it was trying also because then you realize how much you and your partner are going to be together, constantly under each other.
Yeah, yeah. I was not expecting that. I was not. I was just
Mhm.
like, dang, boy, we really in the house all the time. But
Yeah,
it was all right, for me and my husband when we were in the house because he would play the game. Like he's a gamer, so like he'll play the game. But I will say when stuff kind of started to open back up, that part was the harder part for me because I had got so used to how everything was functioning.
right.
We, got to spend so much time together. So when he went to work, I was just like, like standing in the window, looking in between the blinds, like,
Like, when is he coming home?
no, you're leaving. What am I gonna do? I was also pregnant during quarantine, but I got pregnant before like COVID, was even, announced.
Mhm.
So
Same, same.
I was just like, for me, it was like a little vacation. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, "Ooh, I get to stay in the house and eat all the time. This is lovely." But
Uh-uh.
I did get cabin fever though. No, I was just like, because I wanted to go out and do stuff, but it was like at the same time, I was like, okay, you have to chill. Like you got to be mindful of baby.
Right.
You can't just get up and do stuff. So after I had my son, so how about even with you, after you had your son, what would you say it was hard to get back into doing something? Because you had been so, used to just kind of chilling out because COVID and being safe and stuff like that. Like, how was reacclimating yourself? How was that?
Reintroducing myself to the world honestly was even scarier than it was while I was pregnant because now I have a life outside of me that I have to, like really protect. Like I have my beating heart on the outside of me. So it was just like, I don't want to go out now. Like before I was like, oh, I can't wait to go back outside. I'm ready to go grocery shopping, the lame stuff that adults like to do. I can't wait to
Right.
climb the curtains. Like, but having a baby too, and now I'm like, even though we should have been social distancing beforehand, like, why are you standing so close to me? But I literally dealt with people like hassling me with my baby. Like I'm out in public with the cover over the car seat in Walmart with my husband, and someone's like, "Oh, you have a new baby," and I'm like, "Yeah." And mind you, now my husband's like Hawkeye, like back up, and this person is like, "Can I see him?" And I was just like, "No, we're social distancing." And then he had the nerve to come back around and was like, "Well, can you just lift it up so I can take a peek?" And I was just like, my baby is not, he's not up for display. What is this? Do you not realize we're doing, like, this is a pandemic, but you're just hassling me about my baby. My baby is not just some object for you to look at. So no, for sure. Afterwards it was kind of tough readjusting, but I'm a trooper and I'm used to things going a little sour, but I know God always got me and got my family. So we definitely just had each other's back with the whole readjustment.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I don't know what be going through folks' heads thinking that you about to touch the what? What be wrong with y'all? Like, we don't have to stay here, but I just want to understand what is wrong with y'all. Like some of y'all don't even wash your hands before you eat. And you think you about to touch my child or after you even use the bathroom, like what is going on? I was nervous too though. Like I was scared. I just felt like germs were crawling on me.
Mm, mm,
I just felt like stuff was just inside of my skin. And I used to just be
mm.
like, I just can't even do enough scrubbing because, and
Like,
then don't let me be, I didn't already overcame the fear. I'm standing in line. I'm about to check out and somebody is hacking behind me. Girl, I will dang near leave the whole cart. Like, I guess we just not gonna eat for the next 24 hours because
I know
this,
that's right.
why this young man did not cover his mouth? What he got going on?
Like, how old are you, baby? I'm a whole germaphobe, and you have me scared over here.
I be like, oh, I'm not trying to be rude, but please cover your mouth. Like, for
Right.
real. Or like our oldest, he's 3.
Hmm.
So even sometimes when we go to the store, he'll cough and people be like, I'm like, he's a kid, like, but sometimes he do be dragging it. I be like, okay, Braylon, relax, because COVID is still out there and people gonna think there's something going on with you. So
Mm-mm.
we kind of got into the topic of wellness and what wellness means. You kind of touched on it, but I'm curious to know if there's anything else as far as, so the question was, when was the first time that you noticed a change in your wellness and did that affect your mental health? I know you kind of touched on one instance earlier. Was there another?
Oh yes. One thing I learned at a young age, and I might have been in like the second grade, that when life decides it wants to lay itself on you in your lap, it's gonna lay it on heavy and thick, and it does not care about your status, how much money you have, and how old you are, or what your gender is. But that's a whole nother story. But I will say that was the peak of when I really truly, honestly, I had like the blinds just ripped from me to reality. And it was like
Mm,
life is so much more than a box of crayons and, McDonald's and stuff like that. It really just showed me the true colors of the world that we lived in. So that's when I noticed my wellness changing, but not for the better, for the negative. And I didn't know how to verbalize that as a 7-year old. So a lot of the times I just got quiet or I got angry. And
mm,
to be told, I didn't really overcome my battle that I didn't even know the battle was going to be that long, until I
girl.
was about 20 years old. And
Mm,
when it came out, it was well needed because if I had kept this going on into my marriage and my family now, I don't think my family or my marriage would be thriving right now because
mm,
at the end of the day, I felt like I was depleting as a person. I felt like I was just alone in a world full of people and it had me questioning my existence here and it was really scary. So it took a lot out of me and I do feel like God left it on my mother to just talk about it because she didn't even know what happened at that time. So when I told her, honestly, it felt like I was given a whole new lease on life, a whole new
mm.
eyes. Like it definitely made me like realize how life is so precious. And I definitely felt like, you know what, I have a second take on life and I'm going to take that and I'm going to follow all my dreams. I'm going to go after what I want. I'm going to love hard. I'm going to, let my family in more, be a female, be feminine. I just felt like
Yes.
I'm tired of holding that brick wall up. And I was like, I want to be soft with my husband. I don't want to go into my marriage. So my husband, and he's not in this to marry someone like himself. Like, so that's why I was like, I want to be soft. I want to be submissive with my husband. So I have to figure out what's going on with me. And then that was the turn for the better as far as myself personally, and then my marriage and my kids.
Girl, you said a whole lot. Yes. And I resonated with a lot of that, like a whole bunch of that, because I am a huge, huge advocate for therapy, right?
Mm,
Because without therapy, I don't even think that I would honestly be here. Like, I have experienced a lot of trauma, in my life. And of course, like you said, as a child, you don't understand that it's trauma. So you
mm,
kind of go into survival mode. And the
right.
first thing that you do is kind of, like close up within yourself. So, girl, I didn't have my outward outburst until I was like in my 20s.
Mm,
And I remember having this jarring nightmare dream, pulling a memory out from like deep, deep, deep in my head that I clearly had suppressed.
you're giving me
And I
chills.
was just like, oh my gosh, like that did happen. And then it was just like a series of just nights upon nights. Like my husband can attest, there were nights that I would wake up hollering, and my husband would be like, "Babe, are you good?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I just had a bad dream." And it wasn't until I got into therapy and they were like, "Okay, like one, this is real. Like what you're experiencing is real and something is triggering this. So
Yes.
first, let's start there." And that was like, I mean, that was mind mind breaking, like groundbreaking for me because, I feel like a lot of times as women, because we are emotional beings, we
Mhm.
are just shunned away as, oh, she just has an attitude. Like she doing too
Woo!
much.
Say it.
Like she's just, like, girl, it don't take all that. And it's like, sometimes, yes, it's not necessarily, I won't say it's necessarily uncalled for. Sometimes it might be misplaced. Like,
Mhm.
okay, you are angry for a reason, but maybe not necessarily angry at your spouse, but you're kind of going off on your
Just
spouse.
yeah.
So yeah, but with therapy, I was able to start really understanding and learning that, okay, if I don't tame this thing called mental health,
Mm.
everything else is going to go down the drain.
Going
Like
to
mental health is such centering of a person
yes.
that once that started declining for me, and I actually spent time away, like in a mental institution. I spent my 22nd birthday there.
Mhm.
That was such a hard thing for me. Like, girl, afterwards, I used to be so scared of my birthday coming up. I used to be like, my birthday's coming up. Oh, God. No. And like, I would be like having panic attacks, like over and over and over again. And I'm just, wellness, it goes beyond just looking good for me.
Oh,
Like,
inside.
internally, like I can
Mhm.
honestly say how I feel today at 26. Like younger me would be so proud because,
Mm.
I genuinely feel good. I don't have to put on this mask like, oh, I'm good, I'm straight. Like,
Yes.
no, I
Mm. That
I,
match. Mm.
I genuinely feel good.
Yes. That outside matches the inside finally. Oh, girl, you speaking to me because I dealt with the same things like that. I don't know why 20 is like the peak age. I don't know if it's because a whole bunch of stresses of like, I just got out of my teens and now I'm entering adulthood. When I tell you that mask, you get tired of wearing it. You get tired of the heavy weight of this burden of feeling like you're a burden or feeling like nobody understands you and people are labeling you as just some angry black woman. And I'm just like, that's not the case. And then I'm just screaming on the inside because somebody just asked me, am I okay? Just ask me, am I okay? And then finally, when the question got asked, I felt like the floodgates just started pouring, and I just felt like a little girl again. I just felt like,
Mm,
I wanted my mom. I just wanted to cry in her lap. And I was just like, Lord knows that all of this emotion I was holding inside of me, I didn't know that all of that was causing my depressions, my suicidal
mm,
thoughts. I didn't know that it was causing me to literally self-destruct and I was literally just fading away and I was so scared for myself at times. Like you said, the dreams, I'm having like nightmares, reoccurring nightmares that I haven't seen since I was like 4. I'm just seeing like everything unfold in front of me and I'm so thankful that the woman I am today, the little girl at that time, she wouldn't believe where we are today. She would not.
what?
She would not. She would probably be in tears. And the one lesson I had to learn though was I had to let go of that hurt little girl's hand and I had to grab a hold of the new me and let her know this is not you anymore. Your past does not define you.
Mm,
Right? The current path that you're on, along with God, girl, take that person and nurture who you are today. Because at the end of the day, that hurt girl, that was in the past, and I'm sorry that she had to go through that. But if you hold on to that, you're going to continue to hurt. And I didn't want to continue to tell my story or even tell my story and it's followed up with pain because I want people to understand that it's a testimony. I want people to understand
mm,
that I want to be an advocate for you to let you know that, yes, you may go through a storm, but baby, you're going to make it out. Don't stop because why would you stop in the middle of a storm? You want to make it out and see it.
yes.
So that was the biggest thing for me. So honestly, I'm with you on that. I'm so thankful of where I am today as far as my mental health internally and externally. For sure.
Yes. I want y'all to comment in the comments. Are y'all resonating with any of this that we're talking about? Have y'all ever felt like you were going through your life and your life was, to other people, you seem good. You seem
Ooh.
like you had it all together. Girl,
Mhm.
she's the girl that always got it together. And then on the inside, you are literally drowning.
Literally.
Drowning in your own everything. Like I agree with you with the suicidal thoughts, with depression. I didn't know I was depressed for years before I
Yeah.
actually, talked to a real therapist, and they were like, okay, you're depressed. Like you're depressed severely. We need
Yes.
to get you some help like today. And it was like, I used to always think, oh, just it's not, just get over it, just get over it, just get over it. Like I even resonated what you said about, being having to let go of the pain. Like
Yes.
I want to take a moment to really like dig a little deeper with that, because
Mhm.
I think oftentimes that we don't realize how painful it is to hold on to the pain.
Ooh.
We think you could be. It's funny because when you like say you get a splinter,
Mhm.
you're gonna try to get that splinter out immediately,
Yes.
or go to someone that can squeeze it out of your finger.
Mhm.
But we have like in our own spirits, we carry around boulders, girl.
Mm.
Like we are hunchback of Notre Dame, bent over with boulders,
Yes.
carrying it around. But it's like you would go get help over a splinter, but you will carry this boulder around. Like, no, 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 no. And realizing that letting go truly is gifting yourself the space to be free.
Yes.
Because God I don't believe He ever meant for us to carry the load always. Yes, He
Mhm.
gives us loads to carry, but I do not believe that we're supposed to have this hard not life 24/7, hustle, grind, no sleep. No.
See,
I,
then that's the thing. Like, it took for me to realize, like, I think I was maybe a junior in college, and I didn't. First of all, I was working in a mental health building, and it definitely took for me to. We were about to work a sexual domestic, and I can't remember what else the other one was. An abuse event basically, and there's going to be people there talking about their turmoils and things of that nature. And I had a panic attack, and I didn't know that it was triggering me. So while I'm in here, literally one of the therapists came inside and was like, "Okay, hold on, stop." And like my boss literally was like, "I'm gonna take you over here." And when I talked to the therapist, literally she came back and she said, "So you're no longer gonna be on this event. You can't work this event. You are now in session with me because you've just been triggered by something. So was there something that happened in your past?" And I let it all out on the table. And honestly, that moment was just like, wow, I guess I got some stuff to let go of. And that's when I learned that, we may go through things in life, and I'm not saying the pain is what God gave us, but I do believe that, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest people, not to break us, but because he knows that we're going to triumph through it. He knows that we're going to get through it. He's building a warrior and you don't even know it. And it sucks
mm,
sometimes. It's like, God, can I just catch a break?
yes.
Yeah. But when you see it through and you realize that the journey is long and hard, but he's always going to be there with you. When you finally make it to the end and your shoulders drop and you like, so this is all that I was fighting for. That makes
Mm.
so much more sense now. And now you cherish every moment after the battle because you can fully pay attention to it and give it your all because you're mentally there.
Yeah, yeah. And I would even take what you said with with the God giving it, not giving you the pain, but knowing that you can handle it pretty much. I
Mhm.
also had to learn too that God doesn't give us our pain for us. You will meet someone else down the road years
Mm.
later, and y'all just talking, y'all at Starbucks or wherever you like to, whatever your vice is, Target, wherever.
Cool.
And y'all just talking. And then before you like, wait a minute. You ever get that feeling of talking to somebody and you like, man, I feel like
I know you. Yes.
yes, I feel like I know you from somewhere. Like,
Yes.
what is it? Like,
Mhm.
I honestly felt like that even with you. Like, even I don't even know how even though like y'all, little story time. Me and Imani have never met in person, y'all. But
Never.
I swear, I feel like I am just I don't know, like I just feel like we got something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I just feel like, we're just two mommies, holding a glass of
That's
wine,
why
just
I'm like,
chatting
I
it up.
don't know. Like, I don't even know how oh, maybe we were in a page or a group or something together for business. And she would
Maybe.
post her makeup, and I used to be like, man, this girl is so dope. Like her makeup is so nice.
Thank
So you
you.
know me, I pull up her page. I'm all in her pictures. I'm like, okay, this is cute. Okay, okay. And I'm like, oh, she's in the Air Force. I'm like,
Mhm,
okay. Oh, okay, she married. Okay, okay. I'm
mhm.
looking. I'm looking. I'm just. I'm like, oh, she in the same career field as me. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we really friends now.
She don't
So
even
yeah,
know it yet.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like, she don't even know it. So I'm like, and it just even meeting and how we met without meeting face to face. Can you believe for a second that there are people that are rooting for you that you will never meet in person?
Hey, listen, there's people applauding you in doors you haven't even walked through yet. They're like, oh, I've been watching you and I've been waiting for you to get here. And that's when it feels so good because you're like, dang, God really got me. And I've been doing my thing just like you have been doing your thing with the podcast. I'm like, come on now. Like it's giving Black excellence. Like I said, come on now. I'm here for it.
Yeah, like I was like, man, because I feel like sometimes we just feel like, okay, I have to shake hands with this person, know them on a person. Like, listen, sometimes you can say you didn't prepare the whole speech. Somebody could walk away with two words you said, but it is something that changes their life
Mm,
for forever. Like there are people that I've watched, a sermon on YouTube, or I really love Sarah Jakes Roberts. I'm gonna meet this woman one day for real. Like I really love her, and like she'll say something, and that thing will stick with me for a couple of weeks. Like
mm.
I try my best to live my life with the intention of if I can just impact one person, I feel like I've, done my job. I feel like it's a
Yes.
disservice for me not to share my story because you don't know who needs that one little bit. You
Say
don't
it.
know.
Say it because you never know. Somebody might be on the edge, ready to jump, and you just saying hello to them it can redirect their whole path. And honestly, that's my biggest thing. Like a lot of people think like I'm some mean girl who just does makeup and I'm ignoring everybody. I'm like, that's not the case. I promise if you say hi to me, you'll get the biggest hello. I'm all for like I always feel like, the world's big enough for us all. If I can give
Yes.
any advice, whether it's about makeup, mental health, whether it's about children, being a wife, I'm gonna give it. I don't feel like, oh, you need to pay me $50 to get my advice. No,
She's
because
telling the truth. She's telling the
listen,
truth. I've
listen,
asked her and she has answered me, so she's not lying. Like she's telling the
listen.
truth.
I am here to give my advice. I'm here to give my testimony so that the next person can take these tools to formulate it their own to make it work for them. And who knows? I want everybody to be a beacon for somebody. I want
Mm,
everybody to feel like, everybody deserves to smile. Everybody deserves to be happy. Like I hate when I see people just gloomy. I hate when I see people that's just like sad because I'm like, you don't know the power that you have inside of you right now because you're so blinded by this darkness. But I promise you, and you may not see it right now, but I promise you, if you just chin up, head up, stick your chest
mm.
out, let yourself know that yes, what I'm in right now is not ideal, but I'm gonna work through this because if I sit in this storm, it's constantly gonna be a rainy day, and we don't need that. No, and sometimes with those rainy days, you can make the best out of it. You put on that raincoat, put on the boot, strap up, and be like, you know what? I'm about to fight through this storm because you're not gonna keep me here. That's why I'm just like
Yes.
I love life, and people.
Mm,
I need people to understand that life is you're meant to be here to enjoy it and do God's work and do what you're supposed to do and
yeah.
just live your life. And you're not meant to sit here and soak and be depressed. That's not
Yeah.
what it's for because you
Yeah.
don't
No.
invest
Mm-mm.
it. Mm.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. You're not supposed to be like. I even realized that before I even say that. Let me see. There's some people have been commenting, and
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm reading them, but I just like I've been reading them in my brain. I got to get better. But okay, so Yasmin Denise said, I'm still drowning to be honest, but I'm so happy for y'all and this opportunity to listen. It all hits home. Thank you. And my mom is on here. Hi, mom.
Hi,
And
mom.
she says she says that's hope. That's how beautiful friendships are formed. She also says this topic is so needed during this time. Many are
Oh,
suffering silently.
yes.
She
Yes.
said, we are meant to interact with each other. And she also said that women never compliment each other enough. That is so true.
Speak
Like,
on
I agree. Some people also have told me, after they've met me that they thought that I was a mean girl as well because
Mhm.
of a look like, that I had on my face. And I was like, I mean, I guess I could see that. I said, but I'm very nice too. I'm very nice too. But see, you have to understand, to be my friend, we can't be competing.
Mm,
Like a friendship is a friendship. Why are you trying to compete with me? And I think that's one of the top issues with women in friendships, because first check your intentions. When you're trying to befriend this girl, are you trying to be her friend, or are you trying to like tear her down? And
or
like I
you're
don't
trying to be my friend because you want something from me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And it's like, I had literally Sunday's episode, I'm talking about personality traits of friendships. And I feel like that people forget that friendships were meant for give and take. Why do we be tipping the scale? And it's like, oh, well, you gonna do for me. Nah, you gonna do, you need to, come through for me all the time, and you need to do, no. I'm gonna need you to no ham. Like, I need you to be better. Who is this?
These bots,
Yeah, let me
um,
go ahead and block this.
I know that's right. But see, that's the biggest thing. And I think that's why I can't, and I'm saying I can't. I know I can, but I think that's why I can't make too many friends.
I agree.
I just get nervous because I know my heart. I'm a giver and I just feel like, I'm gonna check on you. I'm gonna make sure you're good. If you got kids, I'm gonna make sure your kids are good too. I fully invest in my friendships because they're essentially relationships too. And I just hate when, the olive branch isn't extended in the same way. But then that's when I learned that, people aren't gonna treat you the way you treat you because they're not you. Everybody's different. And it's just like I want that one friend that I could just sit and talk to like this, but then understand at the same time. I'm an introvert and I'm a Taurus. I like to be in the house. I like to chill out. I might make plans with you and be like, oh, I gotta mop my roof. I don't feel like going out tonight. But, you know,
Yes.
I need more authentic woman that's not out here to think that's like, oh, I gotta do better than her, or oh, I gotta show her up, or I gotta beat her to this. Sis, I'm out here rooting for you like your number one fan. If anything else, I'm one of the groupies. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Like, no, I'm here to
Facts.
pick you up, sis. That's what this is. I'm not here to compete with you. No, I want us to make it together.
Like, seriously. Like, I so agree with that. Like, man, I be about the olive branch. Like, I am such an involved style friend. Like, I want us to conversate. I want us to text. I want to know about your upcoming. I want to be like, I don't want to just be a high and by. And I feel like today in 2022, we have normalized being half showing up for our friends. And that even goes into wellness, because how can you're expecting this dope friend, this friend that checks up on you, that when you're having a low day, oh, they can just come over. Y'all don't even got to, go out. They can just come over, watch a movie with you. But you do nothing of that nature to any of your other friends. It's like
Mhm.
it has to be reciprocal. And I
Yeah.
just don't feel like today it's really, really hard to encounter somebody that has good intentions and that
Mhm.
is not draining your mental health. Because I've even had friendships that I had to completely cut off because it became a drain. And it's like you said, we have families. I cannot be so depleted that I'm like not even able to even care for my husband, be there for our children, like, because I'm just like, oh, I just need to go to bed. I just need to, get away from this person. Like,
Mhm.
gotta go.
See, that's when you learn that. Like, I learned that with family, friends, and
Family.
because sometimes, listen here, like I'm gonna tell you this much too. And also, I had to learn not just with external forces, but I also had to learn to tell myself no, because a lot of the times I was like, what am I allowing and what am I attracting for this to happen? So I got to tell myself, hey, no, stop. Because if you wouldn't accept this on any other given day, why are you doing it now?
That's so true. You
Mm,
wouldn't accept it on any other given day, so why are you doing it now? Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it's like if I,
Words said by Imani, y'all.
yeah. So I'm like,
Look, quote that. Put the quotations.
like, come on, like, let me put that on a t-shirt. Like, come on now. Mm-mm.
That's facts. So our second topic that I wanted to get into, this is still gonna be about mental health, but I'm just wanting to see your viewpoint of mental health and the military.
Mm, let's talk about it, okay? Because
Okay.
these armed force branches tend to think that once you sign, your name on a dotted line and raise your right hand, they tend to think that you're an automatic robot and you're not supposed to function outside of work. And I listen, I've had to. This is why I also got out the military. I'm gonna give
Say
y'all a
that.
story now. So I'm on to my second pregnancy, which little blooper. Most people don't know. I've been pregnant 3 years in a row. Yes, I know. Lord, take the wheel. But let me tell you something. My no, it wasn't my first. It was my first pregnancy, and I was stationed out at Biloxi, and I had moved from Tuscaloosa because I was going to school there at University of Alabama. So I came home because I got married, I was pregnant or whatever. My husband got stationed out here, and they were like, "Okay, Curry, we still need you to come to Biloxi." That's a 14-hour drive, and they were not trying to help me get there. And I was like, "Okay, well, can I report to duty? At a duty station closer?" And they were like, "No, you need to be here." And I was like, "Well, my doctor said I can't because I had developed preeclampsia, severe preeclampsia, and I had a history of seizures."
Mm.
They were like, "No, you're gonna stay at home." And on top of that, I had high blood pressure. So they were like, "You're not gonna sit in the car for 14 hours while you're pregnant. We're not doing that." And they literally try to say, "Okay, well, if you don't show up, we're gonna strip you of your rank. We're gonna take back your benefits. We're gonna take your bonus. We're gonna do all this." They were stressing me out. And I was like, pause. I know they said you can't just quit the military, but baby, today, y'all not gonna see me again because
Oh, what?
no
Okay.
there's no way I'm gonna sit here and allow myself to suffer through something that I can say, you know what? No. And then on top of that, I was like, I got proof that I was asking for help and y'all didn't want to help me.
Mm.
I'll go above your head. Now it's, oh no, we'll help you get out this way. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the military is very, very reactive instead of proactive because that's the same reason one of the reasons why I separated as well because I just felt like mentally I was just not I had become someone else.
Mm,
And I don't care if it's corporate, I don't care if it's military, I don't care if you're the CEO. If they are requiring you to do more than you physically can do, sweetie, honey, homeboy, homegirl, you need to be on LinkedIn and Indeed looking for a new job.
a whole new job. Come on, job corps, something.
Like, no, no, like I learned with the military, and it wasn't all horrible for me, but it was a couple of things that I just didn't really agree with. One, they will replace you. Okay? I know that I know they make it seem like the job can't run without you, the ship can't run without you. They will replace you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're left with what? I was like, okay, this rank on my sleeve, I'm not gonna be able to do any this means nothing in the civilian world. Let's be real. Like, yes. Can I get like some preferences because I am military? Yes. But this rank that I'm slaving over or these promotions I'm slaving over, girl, that stuff is not gonna matter.
Not
So
at
even then I had to start choosing myself. And you've been in the military, so you know how hard that is when you're trying to go up against people
all.
because the military is very systematic. They're stuck on this one way of thinking. So would you say that leadership is the issue, or would you say that it's the rules that are set in place? Like yeah, the rules. So do you think it's the leadership or the rules that they are being enforced to make us do?
So I'm gonna say it's actually three things. I would say it can be leadership, it can be the rules, but then I also feel like it's the person outside of that uniform because at the end of the day,
Mm,
you're a human being. And if I'm saying something to you that's like, oh, I can't come in because my child is sick and throwing up with a fever 101, you look at me like, oh, that's not my problem. That has nothing to do with your rank. That has everything to do with your morals and the way you think about life and the way that you just don't see me as a person right now. Because, sweetie, when you clock out for the day, that senior master sergeant rank you wear, that does not go with you. I don't
yeah.
see that with you when you leave. And even if I did see it while I was in, the thing is this: I'm a human first. I'm not a soldier first. Okay, I'm a human first with real life problems. Y'all act like life does not happen outside of this uniform. It does, and I needed people to realize that. And then with the rules, sometimes the rules like, well, I have no choice but to enforce. And I'm like, no, but you can challenge this. You can go up to that higher demand.
Yeah.
This is not
Yeah.
fair to us. And I feel like because they're looking for us to be robots. And I'm like, that's not
Mm,
the military we're in. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're humans.
yeah.
So because they enforce all these rules and they have leadership stuck in their ways, they that's when the mental toll starts happening, because it's just like, dang, I can't even focus on my mental health because you don't care about my mental health.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so true because oftentimes and then the thing too is that when they make like okay, so like senior airmen and then they just how the staff select.
Right.
So when that person, I saw this so many times in services, that person would get their line number. They are immediately throwing them into several different leadership positions. This person is at best a 21-year-old that has never led nobody but the dog that they got at their house.
Hey.
And you're trying to tell them to lead 4 or 5 different other people. You don't send them to any type of training. Like
Mm.
it still infuriates me how ALS works. Like if you're gonna give them the line number and then you're just gonna automatically throw them into a leadership position, okay, say they can't go straight to ALS, then y'all make CBTs for everything else. Do a CBT or something, because in services especially, how we all trying to cook a meal and nobody's communicating.
Mm.
You going on your break, you didn't tell nobody you went on break. You're late. You didn't text nobody that you were gonna be late. So now we're thinking that the chicken is going. I go in there. I'm like, and mind you, I'm pregnant.
Oh.
I'm pregnant, trying to, and I'm looking at all the inconsistencies, and I'm like, how am I the only person that's seeing this?
Mm.
And then I start asking questions. Oh, well, that's just how we've always done it.
And then they look at you like, well, you need to get this together. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. You didn't tell me you was dropping me off in the fire right now. And then like we're the first person they want to blame when something doesn't go right. But oh, well, that was your airman. Hold up now. Okay, because this is the same airman that's the same age as me, and they feel like they don't have to listen to me. Okay.
Facts.
What do you want me to do? I'm not gonna sit here and repeat myself to a grown person that knows exactly what they need to do. And honestly, I had my first taste of that as a dorm chief when I was going through basic. So mind you, I'm over 43 girls with 43 different attitudes, and I'm just like, okay, because listen, I'm pulling out my hair now thinking about it. I'm over here like, oh, you guys are stressing me out, and they're mad at me because I'm being told to tell them this. They're like, well, what makes you think you can tell me what to do? And I'm just like, that MTI over there that's on my neck because you're not doing what he says. So you're not listening to me, you're not listening to them. So I get it completely. That right there, it's a lot on you when you're still trying to maintain yourself and maintain others.
Yes. So right there with how you said you was with the dorm chief. Okay, so have you ever encountered, like, there's this whole debate, or at least there was at one point in time, a whole debate about women being in leadership versus men being in leadership. So when we don't even got to stay on it long, we can maybe just talk about it for a little bit or however long. It doesn't matter. How do you feel about women that get in a leadership position and then they try to make you work twice as hard because, oh, well, I'm just trying to help you out in the long run because, this is a male ran, military. So, I'm really trying to help you. So I'm gonna make it hard for you instead of help you out and tell you, hey, don't do it like that. Do it like this. Have you encountered that?
So honestly, I have, and then I haven't at the same time because I had that position during a really stressful time where everybody's trying to go from civilian mindset to straight military. I did have an MTI. She was giving me a hard way to go in general. She was just like, well, these men ain't gonna respect you out here because you're just a woman. They'll talk to you any kind of way and feel like that, oh, because you're a woman, you don't know what you're doing. And I was like, the problem I have here is that I know for a fact you went through the same thing. So instead of lifting me up and, giving me the proper ropes and showing like, hey, do this way, or when you're talking to a male, do it that way so they'll respond this way. But instead, you're giving me the same issues that the last person gave you because you feel like I shouldn't get it easy because you had to work to get yours. Sweetie, I'm still working to get mine because you can give me the tools and I could just sit here like, oh, well, I don't. But no, I'm actually trying to work towards mine. So that's why I was just like, you're making my life hard for no reason. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, and I just think it's too a power, a power trip. I feel like in the military, females have a really hard issue. Like, listen, like you said earlier when we were talking about friends, two women can exist in the same, unit.
Oh,
Two women can exist in the same shop. Like, why do we have to feel like, oh, well, I gotta, I gotta be the better one. I gotta be the, like, that's what men do. Like, men are
yeah.
very competitive and they're like, I gotta be on top. I gotta be like this. Like, I am so over having or feeling like I need to compete. Like, I used to feel like that with other women in the military or even just other women in general. Like, and I'm just like, why do I feel like is it me? Like, I'm quick to self-assess myself because I'm like,
Ooh,
okay, maybe it's something I'm doing.
amen.
Maybe it's something that I need to check, but it's like, so like how do you think that affects your mental health? Like, how do you think self-esteem affects your mental health?
Oh, it plays a big role because if you don't think highly of yourself, it's going to resonate with you. That's why I said, I think earlier, you need to speak life to yourself. Why are you constantly telling yourself, oh, oh, I couldn't do YouTube because I just can't be consistent? Well, if you constantly telling yourself you can't be consistent, you won't be. Or, I'll never be rich or I'll never have a business. Well, yeah, you're right. You won't because you keep speaking this negativity into yourself. Why are you feeding yourself all these bad things? You need to be speaking like, when I get up today, I'm going to go for this walk and I'm going to complete
Mm,
2 things today. It doesn't matter how big or small that task is. You need to sit there and boost yourself up. You got to be your biggest hype man. And I'm not saying, be conceited, but sometimes you have to toot your own horn and give yourself that
you
pat on
do.
the back. Yes, you have to like,
Yes.
I did that. Like, it's okay to sit there and give yourself your kudos and your props, especially when you come from a place that's like, you were always so doubtful of everything you did. You
Yes.
have to love on yourself. You
Yes.
have to give yourself that time to be like, you know what? I did good today. Or even if you
Mm.
do anything today, don't say, dang, I was being a bum today. And even if you were on that, but no, like the biggest thing,
Yes.
no,
Right.
the biggest
That's
thing,
right.
just love on yourself and allow yourself to be, but don't keep speaking all this negativity. Don't feed yourself all this toxic stuff. Don't do that.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Boost yourself up.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely do think that, they do go hand in hand because, like you said, self esteem is literally the thought of you, like
Yes.
what you think. Because we quick say, oh, well, they said this about me. They said, okay, but what are you saying about you? Because
Mhm.
one, I just watched a YouTube short the other day. A lady said, first, in order for you to offend me, I have to find value in what you even said.
Speak on it.
And I was like, dang, I be giving people too much value.
Ooh,
Like, oh, hold up now. Let me
on
not do that. And it's like, just going back to therapy. With therapy, I was just like, man, like you said, I used to be so afraid to give myself kudos because I, was always taught you don't want to be vain. Don't be vain. Don't be
it.
girls can't be vain. Get out, don't be in the mirror too long. Don't be in the and then like as you start growing up, you're like, okay, but I actually like what I see in the mirror, but I don't know
Mhm.
how to vocalize that because as soon as I say, "Oh, I know I got it." Oh, girl, you so stuck at like, girl, you can see, girl. It's like I'm just saying I like myself. What is wrong with that?
I
Like,
can't say I love me. So it goes from saying, "Oh, I love me" to, "Oh, you conceited, girl. Are you full of yourself?" Why can't I be proud of the woman I am today? Why can't you just let me be? And then that's when I had to learn, you know what? I can't continue to care what others think about me because at the end of
yes,
the day, I'm not trying to lose no sleep. And if they over here sleeping peaceful, I'm over here like, dang, they really said that my hair looks so and so today. Baby,
yes,
you're not paying no bills in my house. You're not feeding my kids. I'm not waking up every morning thanking you that I'm alive. I'm thanking God. Okay. So first of all, what
mm,
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toot my own horn when I feel like it in the morning. If I feel like I want to say good morning, gorgeous, that's what I'm gonna say.
exactly. No, for real though. Like the part where you were like that, they be sleep and you still be up worried. That was me. I'm still like, dang, well let me go fix that. Let girl, I'm gonna leave it where it's at because it's fine. Now
Listen, my
leave me
husband
alone.
like it. My husband likes it.
Right.
I
That's
be
what I be saying.
like,
You ain't got to like it. I ain't sleeping with you, okay?
I'm not. Okay.
Now mind your business. Get you some.
Yes.
So I got one more question for you.
Mhm.
Who was the most impactful person in your military career? What
Oh,
is something that they did that really impact in a positive way? Because I'm like, oh, I got a long list of people that packed me
Okay, hold on
negatively.
now, 'cause I got a few people that it's so weird because honestly, the person that impacted me the most in the military wasn't even there with me, and it was my mother. Honestly, um, my phone wasn't working at the time when I was in basic training. So while I'm watching everybody else get their letters or call home, it was just me, and I found myself getting back to that place of depression.
Mm,
And I was doing the same thing I've always programmed myself to do, which was to, oh, you'll be okay, instead of acknowledging my feelings. So one day, and it came right on time, my mom found a way to get a hold of me. I don't even know whose phone it was through. And I heard her voice and I cried. And she was just like, it's okay. You're going to push through it. Your mama didn't raise no quitter.
mm-hmm.
Out of life, why you're doing this, and just know that I'm gonna be there that day that when you finally cross and you do that airman's run and you're sitting there getting your coin. I'm gonna be there to tap you out. So just hold on. I know you got a lot on your shoulders, but just know that you were designed for this. Just know
Yeah.
that you're not just there for yourself. Those other girls that are looking to you for leadership, they are there also to gain some kind of insight from you. So, continue to be tough. And I know I haven't talked to you in a while, but continue to be tough. And honestly, that shaped a lot of the way I was thinking. So instead of constantly thinking like, well, I got a few more days, count the chow halls or whatever, count down PTs. No, it just, my mom gave me something to look forward to. And then little did I know, my husband was out here, my future husband was stalking me in the background because, yeah, I didn't know that. So,
Come on, future husband.
yeah, now
Stalk.
we're stuck together.
Look, now y'all know if you want to get married, you need a stalk. No, I'm just playing. Start stalking. No.
Start stalking right now. Figure out who they are.
Yeah, that's so nice. Moms are they're just wonderful. Aren't they? Just beautiful. So for me, I mean this person was legit in the middle. It was my first supervisor. His name is Stephen Marvin. I saw him like the post, so maybe he's watching. If he's not, I'm gonna tag him after. Right. Shout out to you, Stephen Marvin, and his beautiful wife, Amber Marvin.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
Marvins. I
Okay.
love them so much. They were really, really impactful to me at a really, really dark time in my military career when pretty much I had got shunned by dang near all my friends at the time. The base, people on base was just running their mouth talking about me. Just, we'll talk offline, me and you. But it was just a really, really hard time for me. And those two people opened up their home to me and said, "Hey, listen, we know that you're getting harassed and everything. I had to get a new number, girl. It was bad. Like people were blowing up my phone, calling me. They were like, listen, you can stay. Mind you, they also had a son that wasn't even one yet.
Oh.
They were like, you can stay here. We will take you to and from work. I had a car, but they were like, if you don't want to drive, we will cook for you. That was so impactful because that, like, when you were talking about being who you are outside of the uniform, like, he was the first person, him and his wife, that I saw literally be like, we don't care about this uniform. Like, we are here for you.
Yes.
Like, we support you. We will stand here with you. You don't have to hold your head down and be afraid, to, be you. You can be you here. And it's like that has really stuck with me like no other, because when stuff happens in the military, people are so quick to, oh girl, she this, she that, or trying to save their whole careers. Those two people were like, we don't care about that. Like, we know that you need somebody. Your family is not here, so we will be your stand-in family. And that was life-changing for me because, and even then, that was the start of my depression. I didn't know it then until I got married and moved from that base and came to Georgia. And that's like when it literally, like you said, just uprooted itself and came out and everything. But, it was just nice to know that, that we hear a lot of horror stories about the military and leadership. And I just want people to know, Facebook and YouTube to know, that there are some people in the military that are about the right. Like, there are people that you will meet that really do have your best interests in mind. So
definitely. I don't want to scare nobody from joining whatsoever at all. Listen, don't get me wrong. It's already scary enough as it is, but I definitely know that is a way to secure your lifestyle and secure a foundation for yourself as a young adult. But I definitely shout out to the Marvins, like you said, because the military. I'll tell you, news travels faster through the military than it does like the gossip in high school, sweetie.
Okay, what? Travel.
Don't even be the whole truth.
Don't listen. Look. We gonna talk. So I know I said that the first one was that was the last thing. So is anybody commenting? Do y'all want to interact with the comments? Any comments for us? Any questions for us? A little small Q&A? Anybody? Don't jump all at once. Anybody want to say anything, or how are you enjoying the live? Any questions for myself or for Imani? And in the process of them coming or asking questions if they want to, where can they find you, Imani? Where can they connect with you?
So I am on Facebook. My Facebook is more my personal side, honestly. So if you do find me on there, that'll just be Imani Curry. And as far as my Instagram, if you're looking for business as far as hair and makeup, booking some appointments, that'll be Miss MS. Oh, it's down there below. You guys can see that right there, Miss Imani E. Yes. And then my YouTube channel, which is Imani E. That's also up there as well. That's where you can find me. And I'm all for answering all types of questions. I let people know that all the time. I'm trying to give y'all the real, give y'all the tea, let y'all know that what you see here is what you'll get in real life too. I'm not one of those people that's like, I'm not a 5-star, just, don't talk to me. Where's my security guard at? No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm a whole open book.
Do you have any projects coming up? Any cause y'all, she does makeup and she does hair. So is there anything that you have coming up that the people can look forward to?
Yeah, I also think a question just popped up too as well.
Yes. So yes, this is my mom. My mom said, how do you take care of yourself when you take care of everyone else?
Oh, wow. Wow. Because I actually just learned how to do this, especially after becoming a mother and a wife. Wow. That's a great question. When I have moments like these to myself, I consider that self-care. And also because I am trying to become a licensed pro cosmetologist, that's also time to take for myself. So I will say another reason, my husband is a big part of my self-care. So he's the biggest person to tell me, you've been dealing with the baby all day, or you've been dealing with the kids, I got that. Yes, you do. What I learned over time is that whether you're a mother or a father, if you're okay, the household is going to be okay. It's when you're in discord that your household will follow suit. So my biggest thing is to maintain a healthy mindset so that my household can be a happy household. And that's why I say I thank my husband too, because he's my biggest supporter when it comes to stop, take a breather, go do some makeup. Because if you're not okay, we're not okay.
Yes, that is so true. It's so true, because I found that I agree. Learning the balance. I used to really have no clue what a balance was, because I was always like, well, I got to do this. I got to make sure they are good. Well, she needs me. And my husband used to be, babe, let that person be, because you are overworked, right? Like you are like 2 seconds away from saying, forget it.
Yes.
Like, I'm done. Yes. I'm done. And it's like husbands just know, when we are really, really close to being at zero. So I agree. My husband is really, really amazing with keeping me balanced. Like he would tell me no, babe, don't accept that, don't accept that order. That's stressing you, or just take a break. Like you said, take a break and come back, tomorrow. So, or family, nope, don't let them talk to you like that. Just, let it be.
Come on now. Shout out to the great husbands that's ensuring that we get these healthy breaks and everything, for sure. We'll say it again. Those are the biggest protectors out here. If we don't notice it first, they're the first one to like, ooh, I sense a meltdown. Go.
Yes. My mom says that the wife is the key to the home. I definitely believe that. And a lot of people don't understand like how hard it truly is to be a wife and a mom simultaneously. Like,
Mm,
that's trying to be a wife to your husband, is one thing, but then having to, cut that off for a second and then be mommy and being nurturing and okay, let me help you do. Oh, it'd be hard sometimes.
oh,
It'd be
no,
hard.
you forgetting something. Not only are you just a wife and a mommy, you still have to maintain your own personal identity because
Yes.
before you became a wife and a mother, you were who? You were yourself. Yes, I was Imani Elizabeth Curry before I became, a Mrs., before I became a mommy. So for sure,
That's
it's
true.
hard. But I think that's the biggest thing as far as having outlets too, is that it gives you back that sense of self identity. It gives you back that sense of self, and you need that to maintain mommy and wife. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that balance. No, seriously, because like I went through a period where I just would be so snappy all the time. And I'm like, okay, well, why am I so tense? And I'm like, it's
Shoulders up
because
like this.
it's because I got my plate full of everybody else's stuff. Like
Right.
there are times where you have to first like the whole debate of, oh, do you feed your husband or your kids first? One woman said, well, I feed myself first. Girl, they dragged her in the comments. I'm like,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I make my husband play, but I'm like, either way, do one. It goes back to just doing what works for your household. Like if that works for your household, fine, that's fine.
Right.
But at the end of the day, understanding that, like you said, before you became a wife, before you became a mom, you were yourself. That
Mhm,
was the greatest piece that I got back, in therapy,
mhm.
learning how to be okay with just, you know, being me. Because if
Right.
I can't be me, the house is going down in 3, 2, 1.
In
Okay?
flames, and everybody's gonna feel it, and we don't need that. So,
Yes.
yes.
This was good. Do you have anything, any parting words that you would like to say? I think before we answered that question, I was asking if you had any projects or anything coming up.
Oh, I launched my cosmetic line, Glam Sessions Beauty Academy. So, come and get your nice lashes and your hair and stuff like that. If you want it, they will come customized if you do order with me. Also, as far as anything coming up, I do have a lot more content coming on my YouTube channel, so you'll get to see more of me, my personal side, as far as my family and my kids, for sure. But other than that, I'm gonna try to be no to try as a fail. I'm going to be more consistent with these YouTube
Okay.
videos and dropping some content for you all, for sure. Yes.
That is so good. Again, please give it up for Miss Imani Curry, y'all. This will not be her last time on here, so don't get
Come on.
sad.
No, you
She
already
is going to be back again.
yes.
What did we say we was going to talk about? I forgot what the next one is going to be about, but
Listen, even if we just have like a mommy chat or whatever the case,
yeah, maybe it'll be a mommy chat. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the
let's
mommy
get
chat.
some hot cocoa and some nice flannel pajamas and do it up. Come on.
Yes, let's do that. So, before I end it, I just want to tell y'all that I do have the podcast. Of course, Unlearn Reborn. I'm wearing a shirt today.
Yeah.
So Sunday's podcast is dropping at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard, and it's going to be talking about personality traits, what you need to look out for in friends. So stay
Ooh,
tuned for that. And if you're not up to date, this past Sunday, I just dropped my episode of Self Sabotage Be Like. So I think y'all need to go watch that. Okay?
for sure. Yes. Yes, yes.
So we love y'all and we so appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you guys for commenting, share, watch it on the replay. Again, this will not be the last time that Imani is here. And thank y'all so much for being here for our very first Wellness Wednesdays.
Yes.
We will be back. Okay? Take care, y'all. Bye.
Bye.